Hey gang, today we're going to do a hit from 1983 complete with tapping and a chorused up guitar. It's Michael Sembello's Maniac from Flashdance, and it is a flashy solo, but it's actually quite easy and quite doable. So let's learn it right after the demo, okay? Coming right up. All right, gang, for this one, I'm going to talk about first the sound, then I'll do a slow motion demo, and then I'll go over it line by line. So first, let's talk a little bit about the sound. Now, I am using a humbucker guitar, but the twist is I've split the coils. Okay, so I'm using the coil split on the bridge position pickup. And so I'm going to start out with a clean tone like this. Very single coil sound. All right. Add a little bit of reverb into that you can hear. Now I'm going to add a little bit of chorus, just a little bit, not too much. Got that chorusy sound. And now I'll add some gain into that to give it a lead tone. So it sounds kind of like this. And that ought to do it. Okay, so let's go into the slow-mo, but before we do, I want to remind you can download the tab from the link in the description below. It might make your life a little bit easier. Just click on that link. You can find tabs to this and plenty of other songs as well. Okay, let me play the slow-mo demo now. I'm going to start here on the G string 15th fret, so here we go. And that is it. Okay, so let's go over this one now, line by line. Now, before we do, you can think of all this as D sharp minor pentatonic. Now, the trickiest thing about this is, number one, the tapping. Obviously, that's a little bit tricky if you haven't done it yet before, but it's actually pretty straightforward, this one. And then the other thing is that it's in D sharp. It's in an oddball key, but basically you can understand this all by playing in D sharp minor pentatonic, and it does go a little bit out of the box position, so it's sort of like the extension. That sort of extension that's just a little bit above it. And that's pretty much it. Everything else can be understood by the minor pentatonic. So here we are. We're going to start out here third. Let's play the first line. Here we go. Starting out on a third string, or the G string 15th. Okay, really neat. So we're going to start out on the third string, G string, 15th fret, play that, and then very quickly play the 16th and bend that up a whole step and hold it. Bring it down, and then play the note that you started with, okay? That note that you start with is an A sharp, third string, 15th, okay? So next line is okay, also pretty standard stuff. So we're going to make that same bend. This time we come down on the same string, on the B string to the 14th, and then play the E string, the high E string 16th, give that a whole step. And then come down, 2 hits, trail off. That's the first line. Here's the second line, pretty straightforward, this one. Okay, this one is pure minor pentatonic, D sharp. So we're playing on the B string 14th, pull off to 11th, and then 2 hits. So it starts out like this. Then we're going to go to the 3rd string and play our usual sort of blues bend, and then come back up. So that second line's pretty straightforward. Okay, here is the tapping line. So the tapping line is basically we're going to tap. We're basically going to play 2 notes on the left. Okay, we're going to play 16 to 17 on the 3rd string. Okay, we're going to play that F to F sharp. Okay, on the 3rd string. And we're going to tap successively on the 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th. So I'll play the line first, and then we'll go over it. Okay, so basically what we're doing is we're tapping on the 16th and then pulling off all the way to the 10th and hammering on to the 11th. So, and then the second time the pattern is a little bit different. Then we're playing 16 and pulling off to the 11th and pulling off to the 10th. So like this. So with your left hand, you're going. And your right hand, you're just tapping on that. Then once you've done this 5 taps on the 16, then you move up to the 17 and do 5 more taps. Then you move up to the 18 and do 6 taps. And then you move up to the 19th and do 3. And then on the 4th one, you do a 4th tap, and you pull off to the 11th, and you bend that up a whole step. So let me play the whole line again. So here we go. Now once I got going, and it's hard for me to play it really slowly and keep the count, but when you play it, when you start to get it up to speed and you start to get that pattern that you're doing, the number of taps really doesn't matter. You're just trying to keep time with your right hand and end at the right place. And just keep that same sort of pattern. Pull off to the 10th, hammer on to the 11th, and pull off to the 11th, pull off to the 10th. So this. And play it really slowly until you get it, and it's automatic, and then you can focus on your right hand. All right? That's how I would advise you to do it. All right, here is the next line. We're going to play from this right here. Okay, so from that bend on the tap, we've got a bend on the 11th, like so. Then we're going to stroke that and come down to the 11th, pull off to the 8th. This is all on the G string. We'll play the D string 11th and then end it on the G string 8th. And then we're basically going to play a typical blues lick here in the minor pentatonic position, 13, bend up a whole step, hold it, and then stroke it and bring it down. And then back up and give it some nice vibrato. That's the whole thing, folks. All right, gang. Well, there you go. Michael Sembello's Maniac from Flashdance. Great little solo, eh? Not too shabby. All right. We'll see you on down the road.